Let's get started. Start with listening, and then learn new words and practice them in sentences.
Have you ever wondered what it would be like to live on a remote island, cut off from the rest of the world? Let's embark on an imaginative journey to an isolated island, a place where the rhythm of life is dictated not by the hustle and bustle of city life, but by the ebb and flow of the sea. Life here is uncomplicated, yet intriguingly complex in its simplicity, a paradox that we will unravel as we delve into our narrative. Our protagonist is Eleanor, a young researcher brimming with curiosity and an insatiable thirst for understanding. Eleanor arrives on the island, eager to study its unique ecosystem, a world untouched by the relentless march of modernity. Little does she know she's about to step into a realm that's not just geographically remote, but also culturally and emotionally detached from what she knows. As Eleanor begins to explore, she is struck by the stark contrast between the vibrant natural world around her and the austere lifestyle of the island's inhabitants. The islanders, bound by unwritten traditions and societal norms, have lived in this insular world for generations, their lives shaped by the isolation of their surroundings. This isolation manifests itself not just physically, but also emotionally. The islanders' lives are intertwined with the land and sea in such a way that they have become part of the island's fabric, their identities inseparable from the landscape they inhabit. Their emotional isolation is a byproduct of their geographical seclusion, a complex interplay of location and emotion that Eleanor is keen to understand. As Eleanor settles into her new environment, she begins to peel back the layers of this insular world. She observes, she listens, and she learns. She finds that the island is not just a place, but a living, breathing entity with its own rhythms and rules. As Eleanor settles into her new environment, she begins to realize that this insular world is not just geographically isolated, but also emotionally and culturally. In every society, there are unwritten rules and traditions. But what happens when these societal norms are challenged? Picture an island, isolated by the vast ocean, where the rhythm of life has been steady for centuries. It's a place where everyone knows everyone, where the past intertwines with the present, and where change is seen as a disruption, not as progress. This is the insular society of our story, a place that thrives on conformity and unity, but in doing so, resists any form of deviation. Enter Eleanor, a young researcher with a thirst for knowledge and a fresh perspective. Her arrival is like a stone thrown into a calm pond, creating ripples that disturb the established order. Eleanor's modern views, her questions, her curiosity, they all challenge the island's status quo, and in doing so, she becomes a catalyst for conflict. This conflict forms the rising action of our narrative. It's a clash of values, a collision between the old and the new. The islanders, bound by their traditions, see Eleanor's presence as a threat to their way of life. On the other hand, Eleanor sees the islanders' resistance to change as a barrier to progress and understanding. Yet, this conflict is not just external, it's also internal. Eleanor must grapple with her own biases and preconceptions, just as the islanders must confront their fear of the unknown. Each side must look inward, question their beliefs, and strive to understand the other. This clash of cultures, this tension between tradition and modernity, propels our story forward. It's a tale of societal boundaries being tested, of norms being questioned, and of the struggle to find common ground amidst differences. As the tension builds, the story marches inexorably towards its climax, a significant event that promises to shake the very foundations of this insular society. As tensions rise, Eleanor and the islanders are on a collision course, leading to an inevitable climax. As we delve deeper into this narrative, we'll see how this confrontation unfolds, and how it shapes the characters, the society, and the very essence of our tale, an insular world. Sometimes it takes a significant event to force us to confront our fears and prejudices, and sometimes this confrontation can lead to change. As our narrative unfolds, this is precisely the scenario Eleanor, our protagonist, and the islanders find themselves in. In the heart of our story, a dramatic incident shakes the island community to its core. It's an event that, in its severity, forces the islanders to face their deeply ingrained fears and prejudices. It also pushes Eleanor to question her own assumptions about the island and its inhabitants. As the dust settles, we enter the falling action of our plot. Here we witness the aftermath of the climax, the ripples it creates through the island community. It's a period of introspection for the islanders, a chance to reevaluate their traditions and beliefs in the light of their recent experiences. As for Eleanor, It's a time for her to reassess her role on the island and her relationship with its people. This period of reflection leads to a deeper understanding between Eleanor and the islanders. They begin to see each other not as outsiders or intruders, but as fellow beings, each with their own perspectives and experiences. It's a shift in mindset that paves the way for tentative steps towards change. Change, however, is not instant. It's a slow process, marked by small victories and setbacks. Yet, it's a journey that the islanders, guided by their newfound insight, are willing to embark on. They start to question their insular way of life, opening themselves to new ideas and possibilities. Eleanor, too, undergoes a transformation. Her time on the island shapes her, changes her. She leaves the island not just as a researcher who came to study an ecosystem, but as a person deeply connected to the island and its people. In the end, Eleanor's journey on the island not only changes the islanders, but also changes her in profound ways. Her story is a testament to the power of confrontation and change, a reminder that even in the most insular of worlds, hope and understanding can bloom. A story is not just about what happens, but also about how it is told. In an insular world, the narrative is rich with literary devices that breathe life into the plot and characters. Symbolism, for instance, is prevalent throughout the story. The island itself symbolizes isolation and untouched nature, a physical manifestation of the themes we're exploring. Foreshadowing, another key device, builds intrigue and suspense. It's the subtle hints about the island's secrets and the looming climax that keeps us on the edge of our seats. These hints are woven seamlessly into the narrative, engaging our curiosity without giving too much away. The use of metaphors and similes also plays a crucial role. They enrich the narrative, painting vivid pictures and conveying deeper meanings. For example, Eleanor's journey can be likened to navigating uncharted waters, a metaphor that encapsulates her experiences in this unfamiliar and isolated community. Now let's delve into character development, starting with our protagonist, Eleanor. We see her transformation from an outsider, a researcher observing from a distance, to someone deeply connected with the island. Her curiosity, resilience, and empathy make her a compelling character, and we're invested in her journey of self-discovery. But Eleanor's character arc is not the only one we follow. The islanders, initially resistant to change, also evolve over the course of the narrative. Their perspectives provide a multifaceted view of this insular world. They are not merely background characters, but individuals with their own stories and struggles. Their development is a testament to the power of empathy and understanding in bridging societal boundaries. Through these literary devices and character development, the story of An Insular World resonates with deeper meanings and universal themes. It's not just a tale of a researcher and an island, but a reflection of our own experiences of isolation, societal boundaries, and personal discovery. And that, dear listeners, is the power of a well-crafted narrative.
Let's learn new words and practice English at level C2. Insular. Insular, ignorant of or uninterested in cultures, ideas, or peoples outside one's own experience. Example, living in an insular community can lead to a narrow worldview, where new ideas and perspectives are often ignored. Cloistered. Cloistered, kept away from the outside world, sheltered. Example, the protagonist grew up in a cloistered environment, shielded from the realities of the world beyond the island. Isolationism. Isolationism, a policy of remaining apart from the affairs or interests of other groups, especially the political affairs of other countries. Example, the village's isolationism made it resistant to change, fostering a deep-seated fear of outsiders. Xenophobia. Xenophobia, dislike of or prejudice against people from other countries. Example, the insular world of the story is marked by xenophobia, where strangers are met with suspicion and hostility. Parochial. Parochial, having a limited or narrow outlook or scope. Example, the parochial mindset of the islanders prevented them from seeing the benefits of interacting with the outside world. Intransigent. Intransigent, unwilling or refusing to change one's views or to agree about something. Example, the intransigent leaders of the community resisted all attempts to introduce new ideas and technologies.